Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Tuesday, July 15th. It is 6:28 right now. We got market opening up in about 2 minutes. I've marked up everything on the chart so far. So we are currently above the point of control zone. Price is pushing up to this upper level liquidity. Looking over here at our daily outlook for the day, key bias for today is neutral to bullish. Price is consolidating just below the all-time highs, holding above EMA 50 and key support zones. No major macro news aside from the news that came out earlier, CPI, and the momentum is positive with RSI flattening. So we'll see what happens here in a few. Looking at the overall trend, though, the overall trend is more on the neutral side. So the 15-minute over here is obviously neutral. Prices in between the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are going sideways. Over here on the 5-minute, price is above the pivots. It's slightly neutral with regard to the trend meter, and price is trending to the upside. So we might have a bullish trend here. It's just going to be some time until, it really confirms, but I will be looking for possible buys here, of course, especially for the orb here if you guys are looking to take it. So market is now open, guys. Let's go ahead and mark up the opening price right here. If you guys are looking to take the original breakout is for a sell, but the bias for today is bullish. So for that reason, I'm probably not going to look for any sells here, at least not at this moment, unless there's been a strong shift in directional change. So we'll see what happens here in a few, but market is now open, guys. We'll kind of see where the orb ends up pushing to when market gets into full swing. Um, yeah, we'll kind of see where it goes from here. So we're currently above the demand zone right now. Price rejected off the demand zone here, pushed up. It's currently sitting in between the point of control down the middle. Hey, David, morning. Morning, Kyle. Morning, Lila. Morning, Steven. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. All right, guys, price is kind of pushing back and forth right now. We got the first candle right here, which just closed. Price is just going back and forth at the moment. So we got the lower range right here. We got the upper range right here. What I'm going to be looking for is for price to break above this range, retest this area, and push up higher from there, of course. But we'll see what happens here in a few. I'll keep adjusting this as price moves higher. But I will mainly be looking for buys here, of course. All right, we got price pushing up a bit higher. All right, this orb is going to close out right here at about, all right, 44,735. So I'll be looking for price to break above 44,735. And I'll be looking to get in right here for the orb entry. Price has to close above it though. So it has to be a clean close above this area right here for this orb. If it doesn't close above it, no entry. All right, we got about 20 seconds left on this candle right here. So no close above it yet. I'll have to wait for another opportunity for it to push back up, but there is no entry there for the orb, at least not yet. So we'll come back and take a look at that in a few. All right, looking over here at the trend, the 15-minute is starting to trend to the upside. No confirmation yet, but it is starting to trend to the upside. The 5-minute over here as well, starting to trend to the upside as well. And the 1-minute is back to neutral. So looking over here at the orb, guys, if you guys are looking to take this entry, I mean, the orb may swing to the downside here. So if this closes below this low right here, this orb low, this could be the possible entry for orb to the downside. I'm not really looking to take sells here, like I said earlier, guys. I think the sells are going to be a little tricky because my daily bias for today is neutral to bullish, and then the overall trend over here is bullish. So I'm not really looking to take sells here, at least not yet. So I'll keep looking for price to push above this area up here. Close, retest for the orb to the upside. Nice sweep right here. If you guys caught that, there's a bunch of sweeps kind of just coming up all throughout the charts right here, guys. So we had a couple sweeps that came up. There's a sweep from up here and a sweep from down here. Sweeps in both directions. So depending on where you wanted to take the sweeps, there was a sweep from up here. Pretty strong sweep right there. And there's also a sweep that happened from down here, which already hit. ATR is currently at 23 right now, so I guess you go for like a 25. That already hit, of course. All right, so this is the orb right here, guys. If you guys are looking to take the orb for a sell, it has not filled yet. You're waiting for it to come back up right here, fill, and then come back down. If price pushes past this area and hits the target already, then you have to cancel your orb pending order. But the orb is currently running right now for a sell. Like I said, I'm not really looking to take an orb here for a sell. I preferably would take a buy. So we'll kind of see what happens here as price moves along. So there's two things here that may happen. If price comes below here and passes the TP, then you have to cancel your orb. However, the orb here is still pending. So if you are looking to take this entry right here for orb, your entry is going to be at 44,660. Hasn't filled yet. I'm not taking the orb here, like I said, because I'm looking for buys here. Everything here is pretty much bullish. I'm not trying to go against the trend. Also, my daily bias for today is also bullish as well. So not really looking to get into any areas right there. I'll be looking for any follow-up entries. Okay, so the orb already hit right here. Since the orb hit, you have to cancel the order, guys. If you got in for the traditional orb and you didn't wait for the retest, then this would have been your entry as soon as price closed below it. We were looking for that retest, so there was no entry here for the orb, for my orb specifically. Just depends on which type of orb you're taking. If you're taking the regular orb, you get in on the break and close. If you're taking my orb, the momentum orb, I'm taking the break and retest. So nothing there right now. We'll keep looking for what's here gonna happen next. Price is dropping any is further, so it's already dropped down to 50, it looks like. 50 is usually the cutoff for me. 40 is the target area, but 50, if it hits 50, for sure, I think price is gonna be like if it ever pulls back from here, it's gonna reverse back into this range. So at this point, I mean, depending on what you guys are looking for, you can go for the full 100. If you're really looking for that farther push to the downside, I mean, you can go for that 100. But the 50 is for the most part cut off for me usually. So we'll just wait and recalibrate here as we wait for the confirmations to come up. Let me clean this up a little bit. So if we start to get a bearish bias, then I'll start looking for some sells over here. But right now, we don't really have that bearish bias. Another sweep right here if anybody's looking to take that. It's a quick sweep. Again, I'm not really trying to go against the trend here. So if the trend shifts to the downside, that's perfectly fine. I'll start looking for some sells. But right now, we don't have that confirmation. The 4 hour over here is currently neutral. Price is in between the pivots. Trend meter is blue down below. Same with the 1 hour over here. Price is in between the pivots. The trend meter is blue. 30-minute over here price, it has broken close below the pivots. The trend meter is currently blue, so it's turning neutral. Looking over here on the 15-minute price is breaking below the pivots. It hasn't closed below it yet, but if it does close below, we'll have a bearish bias with regard to the 15-minute. 5-minute over here, price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. Same with the 1 minute here. So if that's the case, then we'll start looking for some possible sells here. But right now, at this very moment, I'm not really looking for any of that because the bias here has not confirmed yet. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of this stuff here is kind of just following through to the downside. So price is below the supply level. We have another supply level down here. So if price does come, or demand level, if price does come any lower, we have a target down below here. Be watching. Let me check my JP Morgan real quick. Check the what's it called? Damn, everything's dumping right now. I'm kind of curious is something going on that's causing the market because it looks like a lot of things here are starting to dump. CNBC real quick. Oh, weird. The CNBC tab right there. Yeah, so it's kind of weird here because it shows that the S&P is rising. It says S&P 500 rises NVIDIA, led by NVIDIA after inline US inflation report. So CNBC is reporting that it's good news, but price is actually dumping across a lot of assets over here. So we'll just wait. I mean, there's no need to force anything here. There's no entries to take here anyway, so I'm going to keep waiting for any opportunities here to come up. But if it does shift to the downside, then I'll look for some sells here. Otherwise, there's just no entries here at the moment. Let's go back to YM. Yeah, so if you guys decided to take that orb for the day, Phil would have been right there. Regular orb, not the break and retest, but the regular orb. Looks like it pushed down to 100, and Nick actually caught it. Nice work, Nick. So the orb right there, 100 points. Huge push to the downside. Sam over here caught the sweeps and also orb. Hey, Madhu, thanks. All right, other than that, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait here for some confirmation. So if you guys took the orb, full TP on that one, on the regular orb. Um, this was the regular breakout. All right, we're just waiting now. We got price here kind of, I mean, it's dropping pretty heavy right now. So I'm just gonna have to wait for this here to recover. All right, look for it to retrace up. Once it retraces up, I'll be looking for price to swing. So this is, I think price is being heavily manipulated right now because I'm looking over here at the news for JP Morgan specifically because I'm swinging the earnings report right here. And the news was positive, but it just came down super heavy. So I think this right here, I think what's happening with YM right now is a lot of price manipulation. I think price will eventually swing back up. I'm just trying to figure, I'm looking at my Charles Schwab right now to see if there's any like not insider information, but information that I could probably see. Yeah. I think a lot of the stuff that's dropping right now is going to be temporary. So let's go back to our main chart over here. So here's a couple of things that you can look at. There's a sweep right here that just filled. And it looks like it already hit 40 points. This is actually a pretty good sweep. There just isn't any confluences down here, but this was a pretty straight up sweep. Came down, grabbed liquidity right there. There's two things that may happen here. Price is either going to correct back up from this point, push back up to this middle point right here, or if price decides to continue falling, price may just consolidate right here for a little bit before it free falls again. So those are the two things that you want to look for. There's basically two different scenarios here that may play out. Either consolidation, break down further, or sweep from this area and correction back to opening price. So we'll see what happens here in a few. There's nothing to take right now. Let's see. PC said a lot of hedging by the institutions at the highs. Look for the sweeps to the upside. Just the activity I see at highs. Yeah, I could see that. Because I mean, price is getting close to the all-time high, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Let's go back. Is this the all-time high? I think it is, right? Yeah, we're almost at the all-time high right there. 44 something or 45. Obviously, a lot of manipulation happens here on the all-time high. Typically, what happens around these areas is you'll get manipulation and then you'll get the continuation higher, right? So possible sweeps right here. I'm not really looking to take any actual entries here yet until we have the confirmation of the overall trend. So looking over here on the 15 minute, this is going to be tough because price is so far below the pivots. What I would need to see is for price to push back above the pivots and correct, right? So taking it easy right here as I wait for this here to push back up. Daily outlook is still bullish, not fully bullish, but neutral to bullish. There we go. So price is now starting to push back up. It's doing exactly what we were anticipating. This is the first scenario. Price corrects back up, pushes back to the opening price around this area up here. If that doesn't happen, look for consolidation down here and break down further, right? CPC said sweep at volume cluster hit. Here, let's see if I have any zones here that I didn't mark up that should be marked up. Let's see if I'm missing anything here. Let's see. So we got the all-time high that's marked up above intraday resistance, 44,950. That's kind of relevant right now. Intraday support, 44,600. That's fine. We already got that marked up. And swing support, 44,300 down below. Now we're good. So my demand zones over here line up with the support and resistance, so we don't really need to mark those levels up. Again, like I said earlier, guys, look to see what happens here. If price ends up consolidating and ranging around this point, you can expect a breakout to follow after. So what I'm looking for here is I was looking for either a sweep and correction back to the upside. If that doesn't happen, which does not look like the case here, it looks like price is starting to range and consolidate around this area. What may happen after this is price may break lower and try to target the demand zone down here before it sweeps this area and comes right back up. It's basically like a huge head and shoulders, right? There's a shoulder right here, a head, a shoulder, correction to the upside. So this is an inverted head and shoulders. So just gotta wait. Just gotta wait and be patient here. It's gonna be tough though because I mean the trend is now bearish. So if this is the case, we can possibly look for a sell entry here for a high-low break and retest. Okay, so The main thing that I would probably look for here, would be a high-low break and retest at this point. There's actually two different types of entries. You can look for an MPSV2. There's currently a buy signal right here. So if you get a green candle that closes above this area right here, this could be an MPSV2 to the upside, right? That's like one scenario. One scenario is MPSV2 to the upside over here. The other scenario, um, which could be the more likely case, is if price breaks and closes below this low right here and retest it, this could be a high-low break and retest to the downside, right? So we got a couple different opportunities over here. The only problem that, it's kind of throwing me off a little bit right now is that price is stuck within this consolidation range. I don't like trading in a consolidation range like this. So even if we were to get a high-low break and retest, I probably wouldn't take it right here because I don't want to be caught in a fake out, right? Because this is what might happen. Price may come down, break, retest, and reverse back into the range here. Right? You guys have seen that happen a bunch of times. It always happens like when price is ranging super hard. So the last thing you want to do is get caught in a fake out right here where price breaks below, retest, and goes back into the range. That's one worst case scenario. There's a MPSV2 setting up right here if anybody's looking to take it. This thing as well is kind of tricky because what could happen here is the same thing, right? Price can break above, fake out, pull back into the range. So if you want to take this, guys, take it at your own risk. This is going to be an MPSV2. This is also against the trend. So this is going to be kind of tricky because you're going against the trend here. You're going with the bias, but you're going against the trend. So for me personally, I don't like going against the trend. So I would personally sit out of this one specifically. But if you guys want to take it, there's a red flag right there, sessions. So there's just a lot of reasons here not to take this specific entry because we got a red flag right here. You're also going against the trend. Everything here is pretty much bearish for the most part. So bearish on the 1 minute, price below the pivots, trend meter red, pivots are angling down. Same with the 5 minute, price below the pivots, trend meter red, pivots angling down. Same with the 15 minute. 30 minute over here is more on the neutral side. 1 hour is neutral bearish, and the 4 hour here is straight neutral. So just a lot of reasons to be careful with this specific entry. I wouldn't take it. Again, if you guys want to take it at your own risk. I'll follow it for you guys, but there's the sessions right there, red flag, and you're also trading against the trend here. So we'll see. Let's see. Barack said that demand is done. I'm hoping to break past it. Having issues with Tradify. Not sure my trade's running on Tradify, but only shows on TradingView. If you're talking about the Tradify website, Barack, the Tradify website doesn't update until the end of day. So if you're looking at your trades on the Tradify website, it's not going to update until until like the session is over. So if that's what you're referring to, then that's normal. It's kind of annoying because sometimes you want to see where your risk is at or like where your drawdown's at, but you can't see it until the end of the day. Oh, and the TraderView platform, that's weird. Yeah. I would log out, log back in. CJ said I'm sitting out, don't like the sessions. Yeah, I agree with you right there. Lila said, you no take, me no take. Yeah. It's just tricky. I mean, you can take the entry here, but like I said, it's just, it depends on your risk appetite and your risk parameters. Right here, if you took this entry, once it hits 30 right there, you can move your stop loss and profit. So typically when it hits 30 right there, I move my stop loss and profit to 10 points. I have my auto trailing stop set up there. If you want to hold it for the full 40, I mean, feel free. This is an area of manipulation, the sessions. You can see prices getting manipulated directly on the sessions right there, right? This is why I was worried to take a trade around here. Because whenever price gets near these sessions, this purple line right here, this is the Asia low. You can see how price starts to get manipulated. If this wasn't here, price would probably just shoot right through it and go straight up. But because this is right here, you're going to see some movement here that's going to kind of throw you off a little bit. It's either going to push up or it's going to spike right back down, right? And I don't like that. I don't want to taking risky entries when I can just get in and out with a proper entry. So, all right, nothing here yet. If we get a shift back to the upside, perfect, right? I would like price to shift back to the upside. Like I would want price to push up here, and then I'd love to take an entry around this area up here. It's just a matter of time until it gets that far, but right now, just don't have anything. Let's see, the CPI data for today was bullish, I believe. Let's see, we had CPI news over here at 5:30. Yeah, it's this big candle right here. All right, so you guys can see right here, there's just nothing going on, right? Price is just going back and forth, back and forth. Again, this is another reason why I didn't want to get into this position. There's just too many things here to be worried about. The consolidation price, consolidation range of price, and then of course the sessions right there. You can see price is attempting to get past the sessions again. Hopefully it does get past this area, but as you know, you can see here, it's tough because once price gets to that point, it and there we go. Price pushes past it. Here goes the second test of sessions. See if it breaks through it. It's rejecting again right there off the sessions. All right, let's go back to JP Morgan real quick. So like what I was saying earlier, guys, I'm playing the earnings call over here for JP Morgan. You guys can see it was just a bunch of manipulation right here. It did exactly what I said. So like what I said earlier was price was getting manipulated around this area. And I said it was going to recover back up, right? Because the news was positive. They beat earnings. So like price spiked up right there. And I'm kind of like watching to see how far it pushes up. The earnings was scheduled for about $4 increase up here. So I'll have to see. Yeah, I'll have to see. I'll come back to this a little later. I'll have to look at this on the higher time frame anyways. 1 minute's not going to be any use to me. Frame the 15 right there. Yeah, so the estimated earnings per share was 44.48. Adjust this. Market open right there. 448. Yeah, I'll come back and take a look at this in a few, but that's kind of my exit area, the ideal exit area. All right, back to YM. So nothing over here for me right now. Price is so you can see right here how price got manipulated around this area, guys. This is exactly what I warned you guys about, right? The sessions. See how price pushed up, bounced off, price pushed up, bounced off, and then it shot right back down into where? The range, right? So it did exactly what I warned you guys about. I said if price was going to break out of this area, watch out if you take any buys here, because price will probably fake out and pull back into the range. Same with the opposite direction. So if price over here was to break below this point, right? Look out for that fake out and pull back into the range. So here's just another reminder of like why we don't trade ranges. If you're looking to trade a range, then I would trade the sweeps. right? The whole point of the sideways strategies during these types of markets are going to be the sweeps. Let me put my playbook up here again. That's my daily playbook right here. So market isn't directional right now. When market is directional, I'll be looking for that high-low break and retest and MPSV2. For sideways markets right here like this, you're looking for sweeps or V1 variations, right? There was a V1 variation right here. You could have taken that for a sell, right? There's opportunities out there. You just have to follow like the entries that you're looking for. So this right here would have been a full TP for a sweep, or not a sweep, for a V1 variation. I'll color that blue so you guys know the difference. Whenever you see these blue markups right here, these are going to be sweeps or V1 variations. These are basically going to be sideways strategies that have came up. For the directional moves, you're going to look for the green boxes. So let's see. Andrew's asking, can you set up a TP on Charles Schwab? Yes, you can. You just set it as a limit order. So for JP Morgan over here, I basically have my limit order set at. See, I was gonna try to get out right here at 290, which I probably should have. I could have. Um, but I'm gonna hold on to it. You know, the thing with these specific stocks is that they're not gonna go anywhere, right? JP Morgan is not going bankrupt. So even if you're like down for the day, I would hold, or if I was down for the day, I would just hold on to it. And eventually the correction is gonna happen. It's just a matter of time until it does. So for me, that's why when I play these stock earnings, I buy into companies that I actually want to hold on to. So even if the earnings don't like pay me out really quick, I just hold on to it and it's going to recover at some point. Thing is, I'm up on JP Morgan right now because I've been holding it for a couple months. I'm up like 26% already. So it's not like I'm in the red. And I do think this is going to push up higher. I mean, I don't expect JP Morgan to slump anytime soon, especially because all of the earnings for today were pretty much bullish. Let's see if they have it on here. Yeah, so here, financial heavyweights posted results this Tuesday morning. Wells Fargo beat earnings, but reduction in net interest income guidance sent shares lower. Same with JP Morgan over here. Shares of JP Morgan Chase was flat, even though the bank posted better than expected second quarter results, driven by strong trading and investment banking revenue. So you guys can see over here, the news was positive and the earnings were positive for JP Morgan, but price is coming down right here, right? I think what's happening here is this is some price manipulation. They're trying to shake out the option traders. So they're trying to shake people out right now, and I'm holding on to it. So I just bought and hold. I'm in profit already on this specific movement or this trade. But my target's going to be somewhere up here. The estimated earnings per share was 4.48. So this is going to be the targeted price point for it to reach. Um, I can hold on to it longer because I have like different areas over here. The only problem is that this is a resistance point. So. We'll see. I'm gonna hold on to it. Doesn't really matter if I don't reach my price point by today. I'll hold on to it for the rest of, or hopefully not the rest of the week, but into the week because I do have other earnings that I want to take this week. Yeah, so JP Morgan was today. I wanted to take a couple tomorrow, so I wanted to take Goldman Sachs. I was hoping to get out of this position and jump into Goldman Sachs tomorrow, or Johnson& and Johnson, or Morgan Stanley, or United Airlines. Thursday's a couple more other stocks here. Again, if you guys want to see this list of stocks that I'm playing for this week, I posted it in the team chat over here. So if you scroll up, I posted my whole list right here for all the stocks that I'm looking to swing earnings on. Anyways, back to why I'm over here, guys. Price is still stuck within this consolidation range. So there's no entries for me to take here just yet. Not much to take here yet. Let's see. Um, Brock said I restarted it. Now shows the trade running, but there are buttons that are disabled, like exit. Did you get it fixed, Brock? That's weird that your numbers were, or that the buttons were blackened out. All right, so if you guys are looking at taking entry right here, guys, there's a possible high-low break and retest. Again, this is going to be a little tricky because of like where price is currently sitting. But if you guys do want to take it, if price breaks and closes below this high-low right here, you can take this for a high-low break and retest to the downside, right? If you're feeling confident about this entry right here, I kind of would like to see if there's anything here to be worried about. So on the 30-minute time frame, price is currently at the value low. 1 minute time frame over here. There's not really much down here. Price is currently rejecting off the value low. So again, if you guys want to take this as a high-low break and retest, your entry would be right here at the 44,525. I don't like the candle price action over here, guys. If you guys want to take it, entry is going to be right here. Again, it's at 44,5. Oh, sorry, 44,529. 44,529 actually. I just don't like the price action because we're still stuck within this range here. But if you guys want to take it, I'll be watching it for you guys right here. If this doesn't fill on the first candle, then you have to cancel your order. So if you guys want to take this high-low break and retest, your pending order would be waiting right here at 44,529. If price pushes back up and fills it, great. You'll be holding on to that position for it to come back down lower. If it doesn't fill, then you got to cancel it. This candle has 20 seconds left on it. If it doesn't fill in the next 20 seconds, then it's a canceled order. I'm not in this position right here. Like I said, I don't like the price action, so I'm not getting into it. It's currently filled now, so the trade is now active. What you're going to be looking for here is for price to retest it and come back down lower. So it's currently running in profit right now. If you guys are looking to move your stop loss in profit, once price reaches the 30 points right here, this is where your stop loss gets moved to 10. 10 in profit. Again, I'm not in this position, guys. I'm following it for you guys, but I don't like the price action here because price is just consolidating back and forth. And the last thing I want to do is get caught in a fake out right here, right? Just like what I mentioned earlier, price pushed out of the range, fake out, pull back into the range. Same with this right here. Price pushes out of the range, fakes out, pulls back into the range up here. So just got to be smart about your trades, guys. I mean, for me, I'm in no rush. It is Tuesday. We have a whole week ahead of us. So I'm not looking to get into these risky trades here. But if you guys are in it, I'm going to be following it for you guys and I'll give you guys the analysis on it. But it's just not in the best area right now for entry. Like ideally, I'd be taking trades down here once price is starting to climb back down lower. Doesn't necessarily mean this trade here will not hit. You know, obviously I would like the trade to still hit, but it's a tricky entry. All right, so price is back in profit right here, but you guys can see price is it's a little jumpy. It's still going back and forth. Full TP on the MPSV2 sell right there. Did anybody catch that aside from Barack? Looks like we had a sell signal in right here. Price pushed up, retrace, confirmation right here. And this was an MPSV2 for a sell. So we got two entries running alongside each other right now. We have the MPS V2, which is currently running in profit, and we have the high-low break and retest, which is also running in profit right now. So we got two confluences right here, two directional strategies pushing to the downside. I think this here will probably hit at this point because there is a confluence there. All right, it's on its way down. MPS V2 full TP for 40 points. And high-low break and retest, it's on its way to full TP right there. If you guys want to move your stop loss in profit, you can move your stop loss in profit now. Move it to 10 points because it already hit the 30 points right here. It's about to hit its full TP, looks like. So if you want to move your stop loss in profit, your stop loss should be moved in profit right here to 44,519. If you want to hold it to the full 40, that's perfectly fine. It's running down. So I had two entries right here. MPSV2 full TP 40 points. High low break and retest. It's running on its way to profit. So like I said, this trade here, you could have taken it if you wanted to. If you didn't want to take it, that's fine. I found it to be risky because of the current price action. If you moved your stop loss in profit, you're not currently out in profit. Guaranteed profit right there. Done with that trade. But if you're still holding it for the full 40, we'll keep following it here. But there goes the setup. So MPSV2 and high-low break and retest. And now we wait. All right, now we wait. Price volatility here is still pretty low. Waiting for it to swing back. If it doesn't swing back, that's fine. Let's see. All right, nothing here yet. And here we go as price pulls back into this upper range. So, like I said earlier, guys, this isn't exactly the best area to be taking directional entries. But if you guys do want to take them, they're still hitting. This is why it's important that you guys move your stop loss and profit, like I said, because if you didn't, you would have gotten stopped out or almost. So you got to play the market safe, guys. The market right now is not, this isn't the type market to be taking like unnecessary risk. You want to be taking risk when it's valid. Right now, price is consolidating going sideways, so I wouldn't take any directional risk right now. If you do want to take entries, I would focus on, again, sideways strategies, liquidity sweeps, and V1 variations. If you want to take directional strategies, just make sure to limit your risk and move your stop loss and profit when it gets to a certain point. So again, right here, we had a V1 variation. We have two of them actually. One right there. This would be another V1 variation to the upside, which is currently running. So you guys can see down here, we have some two V1s right there, actually V1 variation, V1 variation, and price is pushing up right there. It's on its way back up higher. Looks like this here could start, it looks like it's setting up for a head and shoulders, guys. So I'm looking at it right now. It looks like a pretty clean head and shoulders that's starting to come together right here. Where's the patterns at? All right, so we got a shoulder right here, the head right there. Yeah, possible head and shoulder right there. It's a messy one, but there's also a smaller head and shoulder right here that came up too. I mean, it didn't really go that far, but yes, head and shoulder to the downside right there. So small head and shoulder right there, but the bigger one here is starting to play out. So the actual big one setting up right there. All right, we'll see what happens here. So the V1 variation right there pushed up, and now looking for the next opportunity to present itself. There's a break and retest right here. Looks like Sam would have caught that. Broke above the lower high right here. Retested on this candle. So broke past on this green, retested on this red, and it pushed up higher from there. All right, nothing to take yet. I was hoping the volatility would be a lot better today, on account of the CPI news, but it's pretty much not doing much. All right, we got price again stuck in the consolidation. All right, here we go. Back in this consolidation range, guys. So if you look back here, let me just take this off. If you look closely right here, price has not done anything, right? It's been within this consolidation this whole time. This is why I warned you guys about earlier. So price was in this consolidation earlier right here down the middle. And I said, be careful for when price pulls outside of this consolidation zone because it'll just be a fake out, right? And that's exactly what happened here. Price broke outside this area, faked out, pulled back into the range. Price broke below this area right here, faked out, pulled back into the range. So I'd be wary about taking any directional entries right now because there's no confirmation of continuation. I mean, it's just going sideways at the moment. So I'll keep looking for opportunities here, but I just don't see anything here at the moment. Let's see. Barack is asking Sarshan, I got to ask, why did we not consider the MPS V2? I wasn't looking for it, so I didn't even see it happen until you mentioned it, Barack. It wasn't that I was avoiding it, but I just wasn't looking for it, so I didn't see the MPS V2 there. Doesn't look like there's anything bad about it, though. Sell signal retracement confirmation below. The only thing that I would be worried about was that price is in this consolidation range, right? So that's the only thing that I would say. There's no red flags here. So other than that, everything else is pretty much good. It's just consolidation here where you get caught in the chop. All right, we got price coming back down right here. So same setup right here if you guys are looking to take that high-low break and retest. I mean, again, like I said earlier, or just said right now as well, price here is consolidating down the middle. So although this could be a high-low break and retest, you want to be careful because this could be a fake out. It might just pull back into the range. So just be smart about it. All right. So there may be a possible MPSV2 setting up right here. So there could be another MPSV2 possibly setting up right here. We have a sell signal retracement. If price breaks and closes below this momentum right here, this could be a possible MPSV2. You could also line up with a possible high-low break and retest. Price makes it below this point right here. But you guys can see from here, there's not really too much of a direction. Price is just going back and forth, back and forth. This is inflation week, so I mean, the volatility could be hit or miss, right? Today's supposed to be one of the bigger volatility days. Let's see how much was that big push from the CPI news earlier. It was a decent push. It wasn't more than 100 points, but it was still about 70, about 88 points. So a decent push for today. We had the CPI news, which is right here, was pretty mixed. CPI was good. Core inflation rate year over year was negative. Month over month was negative. New York Empire State Manufacturing Index also positive. So mixed news right there. For tomorrow, we have PPI, so we have Producer Price Index month over month. Those are going to be the inflation data for this week. And then on Thursday, we have jobs data over here. So we got continuing jobless claims, 4-week average, initial jobless claims, retail sales, etc. And then on Friday, we have Michigan consumer sentiment. Yeah. So we have a lot of news this week. Today's the first day of heavy news. I mean, it didn't really push price too much, but it pushed it enough to kind of have that initial reaction. And then now it's kind of just sitting flat. So there's no other news events today to really push price around. We got the Notebook Crush report, which is low impact. We have Fed Bowman, which already spoke earlier this morning. We have Fed Collins, Fed Barr speaking later today. But there's nothing going on right now specifically. So if there's any questions you guys have, feel free to hop into the chat. Otherwise, there's just nothing here for me to take right now. I'm waiting for price to break out of this range. Honestly, if price would break out of this range, I'd be looking for entries. Um, there's a sweep here that happened. Tight sweep. Um, let's take a look at the overall trend. So overall trend for the day right now currently is bearish with the lower time frame. So the 1 minute currently bearish, price below the pivots, trend meter red, pivots angling to the downside. 5 minute, same thing here. Price is below the pivots, the trend meter is red, pivots are angling to the downside. Same with the 15, same with the 30 somewhat. 30 is more so on the neutral side. You can see price is below the pivots. The pivots are starting to angle to the downside, but the trend meter down below is currently blue, which indicates that we're currently in a neutral market. Looking at this over here on the 1 hour, same thing. Let me fix this trend meter. I don't know why it's so bright looking. I think the data there got messed up. It's okay. Fixed it. Just realized it looked kind of weird. Make it a little opaque. There we go. I just like to have all my charts pretty linear. You guys don't have to change your colors, but for me, I like everything to look the same. All right, perfect. So again, guys, we don't really have much movement here. Price is pretty flat. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Yeah, you can see over here, there's nothing going on. Price is just going back and forth, back and forth. New high right here. Yeah, not too much. Price is still just sitting right here. All right. Again, nothing here. Price is just sitting sideways. All right, let's go and take a look at things over here. So here's the JP Morgan that I was talking about earlier, guys. This is the earnings that I'm currently in right now. Price is just kind of going back and forth. My exit for this trade was going to be somewhere above this upper area right here, 296 to 300. I don't know if I'll hold on to it for that long. I'll just follow it here. Um, I'm currently in profit. Let me see. I'm currently in profit, 3,411 and 16 cents. I mean, but it's fluctuating so much. This price is just going back and forth. So I'm gonna try to get out around here. I'm gonna lock out at or get out around like 4 or 5,000 in profit. And this is just like for what's my investment in this? I know a lot of people always try to ask like, what's your investment in this? I put in, well, my market value is 15,875. But my actual cost basis is 12,000. Yeah, so I bought 12,475 in JP Morgan shares. I'm in profit 3,404. So my total net value right now, or market value is 15,873. So I mean, I could get out at any point. I'm currently up 27%, so it's gonna have to wait and see what happens with this. But let's go back to YM real quick. That's just my only stock play for the day. As you guys saw from the Discord, that's what I shared with you guys the other day. I mentioned that I was going to take JP Morgan for Tuesday. Hopefully I can get out and I'll get in for another stock tomorrow. If not, I'll just hold on to it a little bit longer. I was hoping to get into Goldman Sachs on Wednesday or Johnson and Johnson. If not, I'll try to get into maybe United Airlines after market close. Or on Thursday, I'll probably try to get into. See, ELV is too expensive. I don't think I'm going to buy into this. Maybe get into GE. And then Friday, maybe Amex. It's a lot of earnings this week. All right, price broke below this area right here, guys. It retested this lower low. Again, if you want to take entries here, feel free, guys. There's going to be a MPSV2 setting up right here. This could be for a possible entry for a sell if you want to take this for MPSV2. The only problem with this, again, guys, is look out for the fake out. This could easily be a fake out right here, right? This could easily fake out and then pull back into the range up here. But if you guys want to take it and you feel comfortable with the sells, feel free to take it. I'm just not comfortable with the sells, so I'm not looking to take this here. All right, so it's currently running right now. Again, I'm not in this position, just following it for you guys. This is a possible MPSV2. I don't like the price action here. The candle closed really small, not a very strong candle, but it is running active now. There's no high-low break and retest on this right here. The high-low break and retest would have happened on this higher low, which was at 44,512, but that wasn't the case here. Price broke and closed below a lower low down below here. So you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Again, otherwise I will be just hanging out and waiting for something here to happen. All right, trade's still running. All right, it's running in profit, but it is pretty slow. All right, we're on its way down. Again, if you guys are looking to take this entry, once it hits 30, you can move your stop loss and profit. So once it hits 30 right here, you don't have to move your stop loss and profit, but if you'd like to, this is going to be the threshold. Once it hits 30 points in profit, I typically have my automatic stop loss and profit 30 points right there. Now you can move your stop loss and profit if you like. You can move it to 10 points, which is going to be right here. You basically guarantee 10 points. If you don't want to move your stop loss and profit and you want to hold it to the full 40, feel free. But again, like I said, you might get caught in a possible reversal here, right? Reversal back into the range. No guarantees that's going to happen, but uh, we'll see. Lila's asking where's Princess of Trades. She's sleeping right now, thankfully. She's actually sleeping pretty nice right now. If she wakes up, I'll bring her in, but she's knocked out right now. Thankfully, I didn't really get much sleep last night. Had the night shift. So I've been up since I think I've been up since like 3 a.m., somewhere around there. She's still at that age where she's like she needs to eat like every 2 hours. She's only 4 days, so hopefully by next week she'll be on a better schedule. But right now she's all over the place. All right, full TP right here for that MPS V2. If you guys caught that, nice work. CJ caught it, nice work, CJ. So the stop loss and profit didn't get hit right here. For this entry, again, we managed this properly, or properly in my perspective. We had MPS V2 sell signal right here, retracement confirmation. Entry happened on the close of this candle. Price pushed down to the 30 points. As soon as price pushed down to 30 points, stop loss and profit to 10. And you basically guaranteed 10 or you went for the full 40. Full 40 right there hit, of course. And now analysis resets and we look for the next opportunity here. There's a possible sweep right here off this lower low. It's actually a pretty good sweep because it lined up with this New York low right here. For me personally, again, I'm just kind of sitting back a little bit and waiting for some confirmations here. But this is a sweep that just filled right there. Price came down, swept from this liquidity zone, which was also the New York low, and price is now pushing back up higher. So if you guys caught that, nice work. Let's see. Sorry, Sam. I just saw your message right now. Sam said, so Sean, what's your outlook on US with the 60 after 500% tariff on China and India? I think everything is baked in, Sam. I think like there's gonna be some scares, but then by August 1st, once the deadline is over, Trump's just gonna take everything off. He's been doing it basically every couple of months, right? He puts up all these tariffs on these countries, and then as soon as it comes down to actually enforcing it, he ends up just saying, "Oh, we're gonna take all these tariffs off, and we're just gonna put tariffs on this one country." So with regard to the tariffs, I mean, I feel like everything is baked in. So, it's all manipulation. Like price goes a certain way, tariffs come up, price kind of dumps a little bit. Then Trump says, never mind, we're taking tariffs off this country because we have some sort of agreement. And then price goes the opposite way back. So I've learned to not really care too much about the tariff stuff. I mean, look to see how price reacts to the tariff news, but for the most part, if it goes negative, always look for that recovery because price always tends to recover when you have a news-driven price movement like that. Exactly. So taco, yeah, taco for show, taco Paco. Yeah, no, it's. I saw a couple articles on that too. Like people are doing like full-on analysis on taco. It's crazy. Like people look for price to kind of dip, and then they just buy. They just average dollar cost average in. I was kind of thinking about doing that too with like certain assets, like with like QQQ or SPY, just dollar cost average in, and then as soon as I make a certain amount, sell off, and then just repeat the process. Sam said he's kind of done. 5 wins, one loss, one break even. Nice work, Sam. Pretty good day for you so far. I mean, this week's been pretty solid. I just haven't really taken anything because yesterday, we just didn't have those confluences. And then for today, we just have a lot of this choppiness, sideways market movement. So, I mean, I'll keep looking for opportunities here, but I'm not going to hold my breath, right? There's entries coming up. They're just not very good entries. Volatility here is starting to slow down a little bit. Okay, so possibly a high-low break and retest off this lower low right here if price continues to drop lower. Let's take a look over here at the overall trend. 1 minute is currently bearish. Price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. Same with the 5 minute over here. You guys can see prices below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling to the downside. Same with the 15 minute over here. Price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. Lastly, over here on the 30 minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour, it looks like everything here is starting to shift to the downside. The 30 minute and 1 hour are both bearish. The 4 hour here is starting to shift to bearish. So sells could start to look pretty good here if we do have opportunity. The next opportunity for high-low break and retest is going to be below this lower low right here. Only thing I would be kind of careful for and be wary about is the fact that we're currently at the sessions right now. Right. So, we talked about this before. I don't really like trading around the sessions because there's a lot of manipulation that may happen around here. We're also getting close to the demand zone. So let me just zoom in a little bit. Let me see if this is going to be. So this will be a little tricky right here because we're going to be right at the demand zone. If you guys want to take this entry right here, this is going to be a possible high-low break and retest. Entry is going to be at 44,432. I'm going to look at it right here. 44,432, or yeah, 44,432, which is right here. Let's see. Probably try to get into this. So I'll see if I get into this high-low break and retest. If it doesn't fill on this candle right here, I'm going to cancel it first. It's got to fill on this first. Let's see. Hasn't filled yet. Candle has about 30 seconds left on it. So it's filled right there. I'm gonna have to move that stop loss and profit at the 30 because it's gonna be pretty close to the supply zone down here. I'm hoping it spikes right through it and just hits my TP. But either way, I'll have my stop loss and profit at the 30 right there. A little tricky because it's at the sessions, but we're currently below right now, so we'll see here if price ends up dropping lower. If it doesn't, it's completely fine. I'm taking this with low risk. So right here at the sessions, this here might stop me out. We're getting manipulated right there at the sessions. Let's see if it comes back down below it. So stop loss is at 20, target's at 40. Again, we're here stuck at the sessions. Tricky area for entry because of that specific price point. But let's see here if we drop back below. I think if we drop back below, we'll be pretty much in a good place. So I'll be looking for this to come back below the sessions right here, maybe retest it again. and then come back down. Target area is going to be this demand zone right here. So our target right here is going to be at 40 points. Again, once price reaches the 30 points right here, my stop loss will get moved in profit. But the main tricky area is going to be the sessions right here. We just need price to stay below it. If it does, great. If it doesn't, we might get stopped out. But if we do get stopped out, I'll try to get in on the next push. So I take this for lower risk, a third of my risk right here, plus we're doing it for a 1 to 2. So even if we do take a loss, if the next one hits, then it's going to be profit plus cover. All right, I got stopped out right there. It's all good. Had my stop loss right here pretty tight, 20 points. Filled. So I'm out right there. Small loss. I'll be looking for the next opportunity here. Yeah, I had a feeling the sessions here was going to screw me. It was worth a try. All right, so right here again, we have nothing. Price is just kind of consolidating sideways, not too much direction. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing pulls right back below. Yeah, we're gonna get this chop right here at the sessions. So the thing when price gets to these sessions is it can have one of two different reactions to it, right? Like if you see over here, price pushed past the sessions over here and it went straight below it. Sometimes it ends up doing that. Sometimes it does this where it kind of screws around a little bit and then it ends up dropping after. So I wouldn't be surprised here if this ends up coming right after and goes straight down. It's just consolidating right here. Either way, ate the loss on that one, 20 points. All right, now we wait. Now we wait for the next opportunity here. Yeah, Sam said, yeah, market's going up, up. I think fundamentals are in the bin, like you saying. There's so many mixed news every day. Yeah, exactly. Same with like this market here. The volatility here is really low. So typically, if this was to fill our order or like how it normally would, we look for it to fill right away and go straight to target. But we're in this pocket over here of low volatility. So it's going to be kind of annoying if it does come back below here and hit our target after, but it's okay. I mean, that's why I keep my stops pretty tight. So if I do need to get in at a later point, I can. All right, not much going on here. We're getting this consolidation. All right. All right, there's still not much going on here. As you guys can see, price is still going sideways. All right. I was hoping I'd get into another one here to recoup that, but it's not looking like it. All right, we got price pushing back up into the range here, but not really too much push behind it. All right, we're starting to get a push back up. If there's any questions you guys have, feel free to hop into the chat. Otherwise, I'm not really seeing too much here happening at the moment. So if we don't see anything here, probably gonna wrap this up pretty soon. Price here is still going back and forth within this middle area. Really got to squeeze those trades in a little earlier, closer to 7. Hopefully tomorrow the volatility will be a little bit higher. Let me check the calendar real quick. So we do have the pre-market news right here. We don't have much after, aside from gas stock change at 7:30. It's probably gonna be a similar market tomorrow. We might get volatility earlier in the session, and then it might just flatten out as we get past 7 o'clock. Um, yeah, there's just not really much here. Yeah, Sam said, I think the biggest scare people have is that it will hit stop loss, which is actually what trading is all about. We take stop loss so we can make money. This week I took one stop loss every day, but made way more when we won. Yeah, 100% Sam. That's why for me, like I'm okay with eating losses. A lot of people they just can't handle losses, but we're doing a 1 to 2 risk to reward, plus I'm taking partial risk. So with my partial risk, in order for me to have one full loss, I need to have 3 back-to-back losses. So if I win one, then I make 2 and I lose one. But in order for me to have one full loss, I have to lose 3 trades back to back, which doesn't typically happen. I mean, these are my stats for the month so far. I haven't updated for this week, but these are my stats for the month so far. So for July, obviously this is currently where I'm at. I just took one trade today, which was a small one, so it's a small loss, probably like a $4,000, $9,000 loss. I'll update this probably tomorrow because it takes a while for me to upload it. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of where I'm at. You got to eat those losses sometimes, and when you take the next win, you're going to bounce back from it. There's a possible MPSV2 setting up right here, guys. This right here is going to be for a buy. We have a buy signal, retracement. The candle has to close above this area right here for it to be an MPSV2. However, the trend here is overall bearish. So I'm not exactly looking for any of those types of entries right now. Looking over here at the key biases for the day, it's still neutral or bullish, but there's no confirmation yet with flip to the upside. So as you guys can see over here, the outlooks are a little bit they're a little bit opposite of each other. So the monthly overall bias was bullish with caution. This is for the month of July. For this week so far, the overall directional bias is neutral to bearish. And for today, it is neutral to bullish. So the long-term direction for this week is going to be bearish. So from today until Friday, price is probably going to continue to drop down lower. We just got to get some more volatility here for price to continue dropping, or else it's just going to go sideways like it is right now. So there's just nothing here right now. I mean, so the one thing that I could have done differently about this position was avoid it, right? Because we're currently at the session, so that could have been something for me to avoid, but like I said, I felt confident about this position because of like where price was currently at and where I was expecting price to push to the demand zone right here, which is why I took it. But price didn't actually get there. Looks like fake out happened at this point, and the next time it comes down, it's probably going to actually come down and hit this area down here. So that's just part of the game. You got to eat the losses. You got to understand your risk. You got to know how to make it back without over leveraging, and you just got to keep playing the game. So for this week so far, I've only taken one trade, small loss right here, 20 points. Other than that, everything else has been hitting. We've had sweeps over here, MPS V2s. The orb over here actually never filled, so there's no entry for orb today unless you took the original orb. So the regular orb breaking close happened right here off the 633 candle. It was never retested, so I wasn't able to get into the actual orb momentum here. Other than that, not really much else. Let's see, question from Madhu. He's asking with the A++ setup, which criteria resets the strategy for the next entry? You'd have to have a new momentum signal, Madhu. So it's one per momentum. So like, for example, like over here, we had a sell signal, price came down, retraced, um, and that's about it. So like you'd have like one leg, because you're looking for this type of pattern for the A++, right? So you're basically looking for one full leg. That's why it's like one per momentum. And then you look for it to flip the other way. Like right here, there was only one leg, so there would be no A++ there. And then it starts over again right here. One leg, two leg, three leg. A++ would have happened right here. So just once per momentum. And here we go, as price comes back down below. So it's doing exactly what we talked about. So I got faked out right here on the first drop. And here's now the real drop. I'm not going to jump into this though. I'm not going to double dip into the position. Um, Maybe if it comes below here. So if it comes below this point right here, maybe I'll get into this one. Only thing I would be kind of worried about is that price is going to be in the demand zone right here. So that's where I'd be a little careful. All right, let's see if I can jump into this one here. I'm going to wait to see if we get another high-low break and retest below this level right here. It's going to be at 44,411. We're getting close to 8 though, so I don't know if I'll be able to get into this position here. I'll keep following it. I'll see if we have opportunity here. But I'm not going to force it, only if it's a good setup. We'll be away from the sessions right there, so this could be a possible good setup. Just got to wait for it to pull below. See, 44, 411, yeah. All right, I'll keep watching it right here. Again, if you want to take this as a high-low break and retest, guys, possible setup right here if price breaks and closes below this low right here and retest. Retest price point's going to be at 44.11. Like I said, I have half my risk where I can take, or I cut my risk into threes. So I am able to take 3 trades per day. In order for me to have one full loss, I would have to take 3 back-to-back losses. So I'm not making a lot of profit, but I'm also not losing a lot either per trade. See if it breaks below it. All right, let's see. Got in right there for 11. See if the volatility stays high enough. Filled. In the position right there in profit. It's in profit about 10 points. So you need to push past this demand right here. Hopefully push down to the next level below, which is going to be right here at the London low. So I want price to break and close below the demand here and drop down further. Just hoping it doesn't sweep off this area. Looks like it might be sweeping right here. Yeah, it's a tricky area again right here because of the demand zone. So this could be a possible MPSV2 running alongside the high-low break and retest, guys. We have a sell signal, retracement. If this candle here closes red, this is going to be an MPSV2, and you'll have two entries running alongside each other. Just having trouble getting past the demand right there. I'm in profit about 15 points. See if we get that volatility push lower. And profit 16 points. Once I get to 30, my stop loss is going to get kicked into profit. Okay, so this is an MPSV2 running alongside the high-low break and retest. There's two entries running alongside each other to the downside. In profit about 21 points right now. 22. Once it gets to 30, my stop loss is going to get moved in profits at 10 points. And this volume is not really like pushing. Just gotta let the trade breathe. Profit 19 right there. We're getting closer to 8 o'clock. Volatility is starting to slow down a little bit. In profit, 30 points. My stop loss is about to get moved up right now. Stop loss is in profit. I'm guaranteeing 10 points. If it pushes down to the 40, I've locked in 40. So guaranteed profit right here, regardless of what happens. Stop loss is in profit on this one. Now let's keep it dropping. All right, stop loss and profit for both right there. I'm just gonna let it run. I mean, whatever happens here happens. If it drops down to the 40, great. If I get kicked out at the 10, that's fine too. It's just the volatility is kind of low. I'm at 22 points in profit right now. 26. The only problem is that we're in this supply zone or in this demand zone right here. So the volatility is kind of like lacking a little bit. My target's down here. So my stop loss is in profit right here, but I'm trying to go for the full target, which is right here. Next area for push is going to be right here at the sessions. So we have a target to reach. It's just the volatility is not behind it right now. So you can get a little bit further. In profit, 33 points. It's on its way down lower. Right there, almost. And I'm out full TP. And we out back in profit for the week, guys. Beautiful trade right there. Target filled. We out. There we go. So, like I said, I took a loss right here, but I took a double win right here. So I took one loss, and this is a two win. So recovered for the loss, and I made profit on top of it. There we go. And the MPSV2 as well. Beautiful trade right there, guys. You guys took that with me. Nice work. Looks like Chris got it, CJ got it, Christian got it, I got it, CJ got it. Yeah, great work, guys. So this is what I mean about like, you just got to manage your risk, guys. You manage your risk properly, you'll be perfectly fine. You just got to be smart about your trade. You can't be scared. Eat those losses. When the losses happen, take it on the chin and move on to the next one. See, if I was too scared to take this trade right here, I would have closed this day out with a loss. I've been punching air right now. No, I'm just kidding. I don't get emotional about my trades. So here's great news, guys. The regulators they've lifted the ban on my personal account, so I'm able to trade on my personal accounts again. So this trade right here was the first official trade back on my personal accounts. I'm up on this. Let's see. I'm up on this count about 15,299. Close. Gonna try to reach up to like 16,000 for the week. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm super, super glad that finally got to kick off this day with my personal live account back in play. Oh, look at Lila over here. Lila done in caps. Locked in 1,944. That's a pretty big day for you, Lila. All right, let me go ahead and take a screenshot of this. Um, yeah, CJ said loving this 1 to 2. Yeah, the 1 to 2 is great, guys. I mean, this is the power of AI. If I didn't have AI telling me what to do, I wouldn't have taken these 1 to 2s, but AI told me this is what you got to use. You got to use this TP stop loss. This will give you the proper win-loss ratio or whatever. And it's proven true. So, all right, let me screenshot my chart over here real quick. And we are good. So if you guys have any questions, it's 8 o'clock already, guys. So I'm done trading. But if you have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and post up profits for the day. So small loss on this. I'm gonna add the loss on here as well. I want to be fully transparent with you guys. We're not always winning here. I mean, it might seem like we're always winning, but we're not always winning, unfortunately. Would be nice if it would be the case, but not always. So this is the high-low break retest entry. All right, so there goes the trade for today. Let me go and take a screenshot of my accounts. So it's just a rinse and repeat of the process, guys. Like we're not doing anything groundbreaking here. It's like we're just applying the same strategies and we just keep rinse and repeating the process daily. All right, let me see. I'll go to my trader sync. Let me see if I could update this real quick. All right. So here are my profits from that. I'm updating my trader sync right now. If it takes too long, then we'll just do it another time, but same. All right, so let me go over here and post up my profits from that trade. And I'll also post up your profits too. If you guys have profits to post up and share, feel free to share them. All right. Here are my profits from that trade. So I locked in 305 on my first account, 720 on these accounts right here, 270 on these accounts down here. My other accounts over here locked in 720 on these upper accounts, 270 on these lower accounts, 450 on these accounts down here, 270 on this one, and 540 on this one down here. So total profit, I'm not sure exactly how much. It's probably going to be closer to, I don't know. We'll say maybe like around, where's my numbers at right now? Probably around like 12, 13,000. I'll try to upload my trader sync, but it might take some time. So we'll see where we're at. But other than that, let's go ahead and take everyone else's profits too. So we got Christian's profits right here. We got Lila's profits right here. We got Steven's profits right here. Lila said, learning from the king. CJ said, Lila, you're moving up from your tiny home. Yeah, Lila, you're moving up from Section 8 to your tiny home to regular home now. Christian said, I think by sticking to the 1 to 2 R would be good because that means you don't necessarily a huge winning rate since each trade can recover two losses and make double profit in one trade. Yeah, the 1 to 2 is good. And the thing is, we have a high win rate as well, Christian. So it's a win-win for both of us, right? It's a win-win because, the more wins we have, we'll go on this like heavy streak. And then we also have the ability to recover, when we do have a loss. The thing is like for whatever reason, I keep getting caught in these bad trades, but this was my bad. The loss that we took here, this could have been avoided. I should have skipped it because it was at the sessions, but I felt comfortable about it, and that's why I took it. But it's okay. That's just, it's part of the game, like I said, and you just got to roll with it. I mean, it happens. It's just that's sometimes trading's like that. You could take risky trades, you could take not so risky trades. A lot of times it's gonna be a toss up, honestly. Yeah, let me see where my All right, I think I've updated this here so far. Let's see. I think I just got to take off a couple here. All right, let's see where I'm at for the day. I think my trader sync has updated. Oh, it hasn't updated yet. Okay, I got to give it a few more moments. Still synchronizing. Okay, so let's take a look at everybody's profits so far. So here are my profits. Of course, I locked in a pretty decent amount right there. Looking over here at our team profits. So we got Christian over here. Oops. Let's put this over here on this side. So Christian's profits over here, he locked in 270. Nice work, Christian. We got Lila over here. What's going on? Trying to put this on here. There we go. We got Lila's profits over here. She got 1,944. Nice work, Lila. And then we got Steven over here. Looks like Steven followed directions today. Team, open your ears. Steven's profits. Steven up here locked in. Well, it looks like you didn't actually listen too much, Steven, but you did. I guess you did okay on that last shot. I don't know what happened with these other trades, bro, but I'm glad you locked in profit on that last one right here. So I'm not sure what trades you took over here, but this one over here was pretty good. So nice work on that, Steven. He locked in 646. I guess you took these on your own, it seems like, but did pretty good overall. So great profit so far right there, guys. Let me see if my Trader Sync has updated. Oh, I see why. All right, I just gotta give it a few more moments for the Trader Sync. It's taking forever to update. If you guys want to call it a day, feel free to call it a day, guys. I'm just gonna finish letting this load up because I can't close it out. If I close it out, then it's gonna get screwed. Yeah, Sam said see you all tomorrow. Glad everyone is happy today. Yeah, definitely 100%. So, all right, Sam, we'll see you back here on Wednesday. CJ said today was No Trap Tuesday with her updated game plan and RR. Great job, everyone. Yeah, the well, I guess I got caught in the Trap Tuesday right here, but that was my bad. Just stayed out of the sessions. Nice. Chris said finally at 52K on. Oh wow, you're really close, Chris. So you have like one more day and then you'll be pretty good. Like you have like one more win, I think, right? Because you need 2,500. So hopefully by tomorrow. And then here is Christian's personal account. Doesn't it feel so much better when you make profit on the personal account, Christian? I mean, Christian, Chris. It feels so much better when you make profit on the personal account. For me, for some reason, I don't know why. Just because it's real money. It's like if you want to take this out, you can just take it out. Um, and I feel like there's more. You're more focused on winning too. So you did pretty good. Chris over here is up 200 for the day, up 622 for the week. So great work right there, Christian. Or Chris, I keep calling you Christian. Yeah, so Chris over there locked in 200 for the day. He's up 600 for the week. My profits over here, these are my profits for the day and then my profits for the week. I only took two trades for this week so far, both on the same day. So I don't really have a crazy amount to show at the moment. All right, this thing is probably gonna take a while, guys. So I think I'm just gonna wrap it up. Anyways, my profit's closer to like we'll say about like 15,000 for the day. Because I do have my Apex accounts. I'm trying to upload I uploaded my personal and then now I'm trying to upload my Apex, but I have so many Apex accounts that it's just taking forever for it to finish updating and sync. So I'll probably just wrap it up. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Today was a pretty good day overall. If you guys took any of the official entries, you should have ended up in profit for today, even with the one loss that I took here. Of course, I would take the only loss for the day, but that's just how it's been and how it's going to be. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, Chris said, yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, my spending money. Lila said, one day, can you please tell us how to use a copier? I wanted 10 accounts, but I have five and I don't want to get greedy. I am grateful. So Lila, are you using NinjaTrader? I think that's my first question. Are you using NinjaTrader? And if you are you using Replicano? Because Replicano is going to be the one that you would need. If you're using Tradeovate, um, I can give you a video that will show you. So it just depends on which one you're using. Yeah, Lila said, I'm thinking one trade a day with five copies. Don't want to lose the accounts. Okay, so you're trading on TradingView Tradeovate. This is where it's going to be a little bit of a problem because you can trade on TradingView Tradeovate, but there's going to be a cap on how many contract sizes you could use, and you can't use an automatic TP stop loss. I think that's like the biggest thing that like is gonna like kind of screw you up with your trades because I'm pretty sure when you take the trades you set up an automatic TP stop loss whether it be on TradingView or whether it be on NinjaTrader, but on Tradeovate when you copy your accounts you can't set up an automatic TP stop loss. So um I could sit here, let me see if I can find you a video. There's a lot of videos here how to copy Tradeovate. I just it's hard because you have to be really fast, and I would say like kind of play around with it first before you yeah, I would say play around with it first with like one contract because it is a little confusing. I use it sometimes, but I think the worst part about it is that you can't set up your automatic TP stop loss. So you're gonna have to here, and I'll send you this video right here, Lila. There you go. And I'll send it to you over here too, Lila, just in case you don't see it on the chat. So this video will tell you how to set it up. It's just going to be, I think the biggest factor is going to be getting out of the position. Getting in is going to be easy, but getting out is going to be a little difficult. Okay, so you just enter and then you get out, right? That's what you're doing, Lila. Okay, if that's the case, then follow that video. It's going to show you how to set it up. And then once you set it up, you can just enter and exit manually if that's how you're doing it. Like if you're just watching me do it and I get into a position and then you get out whenever I get out, I think you should be perfectly fine. Yeah, so let me just pull up that video over here real quick. That video that I just sent you is right over here. I'll just show you over here. It's easy. So like basically you go over here where it says account, you'll click this drop down, and then you'll go down and you'll click manage groups. There's gonna be a button there that says manage groups on the bottom. And then once you set up the managed groups, you'll just drag your accounts over here. You'll put which contract sizes you want for it. Like if you want 3 contracts per account, you just put 3 contracts. And then what you'll do for that is you'll put the total number of your contracts um, up here. So like you said, you're doing 5 accounts, right? If you're doing 5 accounts and each is doing 3 contracts, you just do 5 times 3, which is 15. You'd put 15 contracts here. And then you put 3 contracts per account right here. And it just depends on like which you want to set it up with. But this video here should kind of explain to you how to set it up. Um, and then it's pretty straightforward from there. But if you need any help with it, just let me know, Lila. Just watch that video, set it up. If you're still confused, let me know, and then I'll try to troubleshoot with you to help you understand how to do it. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. Let me go over here real quick, see if the my trader sync is done updating. No, this is gonna take a while. All right, so I'll just show you guys my trader sync profits tomorrow, guys. The Apex just takes a really long time for it to update on here, so it's gonna take a while for it to finish putting up the data. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, we're done for the day, and we will pick back up on this tomorrow. One last question from Jonathan. He's asking if there's an MPS V2 setting up. Yes, that is correct. There's an MPS V2 setting up right here. We have a sell signal. Or actually, it might be running already. No, it would be on this one right here, Jonathan. So if this candle here closes below this momentum right here, this would be an entry for MPS V2. But, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, great trading day today. Profits all around for everybody. And hopefully we can continue on.